Oh, hey, good morning, guys. Morning. This is our morning market update for Tuesday, October 15th, 2019. T. Mohammed Safwan Lukman, good morning to you from Malaysia, from Toronto over to Malaysia. Hope you guys are having a great morning today. We have a lot to cover. Actually, we don't, but we do at the same time. And hope you had an awesome weekend. If you were Canadian, hopefully you had a great Thanksgiving. You celebrated it. You gained a whole bunch of pounds. Now it's time to hit the gym. Hit the gym. All right, what are we going to talk about today? Well, yesterday was a pretty slow day. Banks were on a holiday in Canada and the U.S., the United States, for Columbus Day. And so because banks are closed, bond markets are closed, there wasn't really too much volatility in the futures market. But this morning, we had a plethora of bank stock earnings from the financial sector, a ton of them. All right, so let's go through them all. Wells Fargo, number one, came out at 7:59. They're not actually number one, they're the latest. So we're going to go in the reverse order. 7:59, Wells Fargo came out. Ticker symbol WFC reported third quarter earnings per share of $1.27 versus $1.15 expected. That's a beat on revenue of $22 billion versus $21.1 expected. That's also a beat. Return on equity is lower by 3%, so that's not a good thing. And here's the kicker: net interest margin, NIM, at 2.66% versus 2.94. NIM is slipping. What NIM basically is if I borrow money from a depositor and I pay them 1% interest, and then I lend it out to a mortgage person, or I lend it out as a mortgage, and I charge 3.66% for it. 2.66 is my NIM. It's the difference between what I pay on a deposit versus what I receive on a liability or a mortgage out. Actually, in the banking sector, liabilities are assets. Not all, but it's a weird business in the very old business. So 2.66% NIM, slipping from 2.94. Cutting interest rates from the Federal Reserve is having a lot of pressure on bank stocks and their earnings and the financial sector overall. All right, it's now feeling the love and the joy. Looking at Citigroup went at 7:58 a.m., just 1 minute before Wells Fargo, and that's ticker symbol C. Q3 earnings per share of $1.97 versus $1.96, 1 penny more than expected. Revenues right in line with expectations at $18.6 billion for the quarter. Return on equity is up by 1%. NIM, or net interest margin, is at 2.56% versus 2.67. So NIM is slipping at Citigroup as well. Obviously, the undertone here and what was expected before this earnings season is for bank stocks to report lower net interest margins. All right, not a surprise. Nobody's surprised there. All right, regional revenues, North America flat for the quarter. European, Middle East, and Africa up 7% year over year. Latin America down 6% when annualized year over year, and Asia up 6%. All right, fixed income and trading revenue, $3.21 billion versus $3.2. So it's a 3% drop quarter over quarter. And global consumer banking is up 1%. Institutional client revenue is up 3%. So they're getting some return on their iBanking, but FIC is not growing as much. All right. At 7:23, Goldman Sachs reported. I told you there's a lot of companies. 4 big banks reported today. Goldman Sachs reports third quarter 479 versus 503 expected. That's a miss on the EPS front. Revenue of 8.32 billion versus 8.55 billion. That's also a miss. And they disclosed an update on the 1MDB scandal that took place recently, and that's having an impact on their earnings. We all expected. It's still ongoing. All right. Adjusted returns on equity, 9% versus 11.1. So slip on ROE as well on Goldman Sachs. All right. Net investment banking revenues down 9% quarter over quarter, 15% negative year over year. All right. Institutional client services down 5% quarter over quarter. Investing and lending down 34% quarter over quarter. All right. It's a family show, but man, Goldman Sachs segment revenues all look like they shit the bed. Like it wasn't good. They missed. All right. That's just the reality of it. 6:50 a.m. JP Morgan reports third quarter 268 of earnings per share versus 244. All right. So a miss, or a beat rather, my bad. Managed revenue 30.1 billion versus 28.4. This is actually a really good number. It's solid. They raised their fiscal year 19 net charge-offs, meaning they expect to write off more balances. All right, return on equity is 15%, the highest of all the banks at this point that have reported so far, but down a little bit. Let me just see. Assets under management increased. Consumer and community banking increased. Corporate and investment banking increase. Commercial banking is down slightly. All right. And you could see JP Morgan did fairly well. All right. They did great. So JP Morgan comes in hot. Goldman Sachs misses. All right. Citigroup misses more or less on the underlying numbers, not just the headline. And Wells Fargo beats as well. All right. So we got a mixed report here in the banking sector. This is very important because banks officially kick off the earnings season. So if you're trading any stocks, be on the lookout for your stock reporting earnings in the next couple weeks. It's going to affect a lot of your trades, especially if you're swing trading. All right. For this morning, that's all I had planned. Let's go ahead and have a look at today's markets. Quick overview. Japan's up 1.87%. Hong Kong's down 0.07. China's down 0.5%. India's up 0.7%. Mixed bag of nuts in the Asian markets. So far in Europe at midday, London's down 0.11%, 11 tenths. Paris is up 0.5%. Frankfurt's up 0.5% as well. So more or less gains in the European market. Futures in the United States, Dow's up 0.4, S&P's up 0.4, and Nasdaq's up 0.5% so far. Yesterday we had a really slow day, and today looks like we're trying to get a little bit more momentum going. We got some upside, but now we're back to yesterday's high, the prior day high. All right, crude oil's down 2%. My God, it got slammed, and then holy crud, did it recover? Look, if you guys look over my shoulder here, this is crude oil. So it dumped down to 52.39 on the overnight low, broke the prior low of the 77, and rallied right back up into yesterday's overnight high and prior day high structures and yesterday's close. Big rebound and rally. There had to be some news for it. IMF, the International Monetary Fund, is updating their economic outlook. We'll save that for the subscribers because it's a bit of a lengthy update, but there's a lot of gold in there. Apple TV and Apple TV Plus are coming to the Roku platform starting November 1st. All right, so I'm pretty sure Netflix will probably see a little bit of sell pressure and other streaming services. All right, that's what we got this morning. Gold is hanging below the 1,500. We went as high as 1,503 on the overnight highs. Overnight low is 1,492.70, and we're pretty much there now. All right, we're just $1 off it. Bitcoin flat, hanging around the mid 8,000 level. On today's economic calendar, you got Fed's Bullard that already spoke. 8:30, we had Empire State Manufacturing Survey. 8:55, we had Redbook chain store sales. I'll look at those numbers in a bit. 9 a.m., we have Fed's Bostic speaking. 12:45, Fed's Esther Georgia speaking on U.S. payment systems. Not expected to make any remarks on monetary policy. But 3:30, we have Fed's Daily speaking as well. Non-voter, but could cause some volatility. So not any big news reports today. No big economic data. The biggest data point is the fact banks came out with earnings. And they didn't do that great, but they didn't do amazing either. So it's kind of a nullified report. It's a mixed bag of nuts. Watch the XLF ETF closely today. It'll have some volatility. All right, so we got for you guys. Good luck trading out there. Manage your risk, trade pro. And I will see you tomorrow out of Atlanta. I'm traveling today to go to Atlanta to see our oil desk manager. We're planning something big, and I needed to go meet him in person. So I'm going to ATL. And plus, it's 6 degrees Celsius in Toronto. So that's another reason I'm going. Don't tell the accountant that because he's not gonna be happy. That's all I got. All right, if you guys have any questions, pop them in the comment section below. We'd appreciate if you like this video to hit the like button, and also appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel if you're new. We have these videos every single morning and more great content. Just hit the little notification bell and you'll know every time we're live. You guys take care. Love you all. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow. Ciao. All right, trade pros in the room. Let's get this money today. I'm going to do the IMF update after we do the market update. So because oil's open and there's a great deal of volatility going on at the moment, I'm going to send it over to Atlanta where I'll be headed to. Don't forget my orange t-shirt. Bobby boy. All right, YouTube, take care. Bob, I'll talk to you in the room. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Boxy, over to you. Zales.